Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. Today we have a huge matchup to kick off the episode as the Cardinal head to the south to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Huge matchup here early in the season. This one could decide what the ACC looks like later on in the year. Both teams undefeated. Miami's ranked at number 12. It's going to be a heated matchup. The roster looks a little bit different, but they're led by tight end Luka Gilbert, 90 overall. He's got really solid route running, really good hands and elusiveness for a tight end. He's also got some decent quickness and should be a nice target in the passing game. Their best defensive player is cornerback Chris Ewald Jr. He's a 6'1 corner who's got really good man coverage and great change of direction. His zone coverage does have some holes in it, but he's got some really good speed and should be a secondary player we should try to avoid. The best offensive playmaker is wide receiver Matthew Warren, number 1. Only standing at 5'9 and 182 pounds. He's from Florida, so you know what that means. He's got great speed, 97 speed, 94 acceleration. He's going to be an absolute terror in the wide receiver core. Their top quarterback is Nolan Nicholson, number 11. He's the new man in charge in Miami. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's got really good accuracy already with 92 short accuracy and 89 medium accuracy. He's also got a really strong arm at 93. And he's got some decent quickness with 80 speed and 83 acceleration. The tight ends get the spotlight in this one. Mikael Skinner versus Luka Gilbert. Let's get into it. We kick off the action. Cardinal ball on a 37. Pinto drops back to pass, and it's going to hit Jalen Mbakwe quickly, who bursts upfield for a nice 20-yard pickup to extend the drive. Later, facing a 3rd and goal from the 1, inside give to Chris Davis, and he powers it into the end zone. Stanford gets on a board first on the road, setting the tone early in this one. After allowing an opening drive touchdown, Miami faced a 3rd and 1, but they try a QB sneak and it's stuffed up the middle. Nolan Nicholson is stopped short and they're forced to punt it after a quick drive. Stanford ball again. Ball on the 36. Pinto's going to fake the handoff and keep it himself. He darts up the middle and he picks up 16 for a big gain. Later, 2nd and 1 from the 11. Pinto changes the play before taking a snap. He throws it quick to Heathson, who dashes to the end zone for the touchdown. Cardinal jump out to a 14-0 lead on the road in the second quarter. Miami drive, finding himself down 2 scores here in the second. Nicholson's going to take the handoff and hand it off to Jamal Brazil, who gashes Stanford for a big gain as he flips the field. Later, on the very next play, and ball in the 30 now, Nicholson drops back to pass. He tries to throw it up the seam, but it's picked off by the linebacker. It's Dom Johns who takes it away, returning it back for the Cardinal. Huge play on defense. However, Stanford was unable to capitalize, and Miami takes over now driving down the field. They send a man in motion before Nicholson fakes the handoff. He tries to get out of the pocket, but he's taken down for a sack by Joe Asayan. Stanford's defense making it tough early. Miami gets into the goal line. Second and goal from the 6. Nicholson's going to fake the handoff, but he can't find a man open, and big Sterling Sanders takes him down for the sack. They face a 4th and goal and decided to go. They send a man in motion. Play cop drops down to 4. Nicholson stands in the pocket and he finds a wide open man, John Prince, in the end zone. Miami gets on the board, making it 7-14. Same score going into the break, where Stanford has dominated in terms of time of possession with 14 minutes compared to just 9 minutes for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are having a tough go of it on offense, and Stanford is in the driver's seat to try to take this one on the road. Stanford had to kick it off to start the second half. Dakota Clark boots it deep and is fielded by N.Y. Carr. He decides to bring it out of the end zone, but he runs straight into the coverage team and he's stopped inside the 10-yard line. Tough play there for the Canes. They decide to drop back the pass on the first play from scrimmage. The pocket holds up, but eventually Trey Roden breaks free, bringing down Nicholson for the sack, and it is a safety. Stanford gets on the board out of the break, even though they were on defense first. Brutal mistake there by the special teams, and the Cardinal capitalize it, getting points on the board. Miami didn't falter after allowing the safety though. Score still 16-7. Nicholson's going to fake the handoff before throwing it up the middle to star tight end Luka Gilbert for a big gain. Later, 3rd and 8 from the 14. Nicholson back the pass again, but the throw is offline and intercepted by safety Damani Maxson. He's taken the place of star safety Isaac Smith, and he comes up with a big interception there. Stanford drive now, facing a 3rd and 12. Miami sends the blitz. Pinto's unable to get it away, and the Canes defense comes up big to force a punt after the interception. After the Canes take over, they didn't face a 3rd and 15. Good pocket for Nicholson, and he fires a strike up the middle. That's wide receiver Warren Toomer for the big gain to extend the drive. Canes get down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Nicholson's back to pass again. He throws it quick to his tight end Gilbert, and he runs into the end zone for the touchdown. The Canes, after all the issues on offense, they cut the lead to just 2 points here in the 4th. Cardinal drive now, nursing a small lead. 10 minutes left. Pinto's back to pass. He throws it up top, and it's hauled in by Mikhail Skinner. The tight ends are showing out in this one, and he makes his presence known for the big gain there. Few plays later, ball in the 32. Pinto drops back to pass. He finds McLaughlin, who was coming in motion. He beats their top corner, and he picks up big yardage down to the 13-yard line. They get the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. Handoff, inside give to Chris Davis. He will not be denied. Touchdown Cardinal, and they extend their lead to 8 with just 7 to play. On the following Canes drive, quick strike to Warren Toomer. He picks up a block downfield and was off to the races. They quickly flip the field, getting from 125 to the other. Then the Canes face a 3rd and 8 from the 22. Stanford's going to run a little stunt, and Justin Tresnick comes wide open up the middle, taking down Nicholson for the sack, ending the drive, forcing a 4th and 14. Later, facing a 1st and 10 on the 43, Stanford sends the blitz, and Trey Roden brings him down for the 6th sack of the game, before facing a 3rd and 10 from the 44, and you know what was coming. The Stanford defense was hungry, and they take Nicholson down for the 7th time, hurting him in the process, and that was their last effort. Stanford holds on 23-17 over the Hurricanes. Another standout performance for Pinto as he picked his spots against the Canes defense, coming up with 271 yards through the air and 1 touchdown. 446 total yards of offense, 175 of that coming on the ground along with 2 touchdowns. Stanford's defense did a lot here to keep Miami's offense kind of stifled. They did have 301 passing yards, but a lot of that came out of desperation because they had no choice but to throw the ball. And 2 interceptions off their star quarterback ultimately was a big decision and the final score today. The rushing attack led by Chris Davis, 13 carries, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Pinto also had 69 yards with a couple big runs of his own, while Cameron Hazelwood didn't really get established on the ground. Mikhail Skinner, the star tight end, led the team with 6 catches and 91 yards, while Heath Sun, the freshman, had 6 catches and 71 yards and a touchdown himself. McLaughlin and Mbakwe had pretty quiet games, but they were effective in spots. Lester Patausi, another freshman, led the team with 9 tackles, while Dylan Stevenson added 7 and Coy Beasley added 6. Damani Maxson had 5 tackles himself. Justin Tresnick led the team with 3 TFLs, while Roden and Sanders added 2 themselves, with Roden also picking up 2 sacks, along with Chauvelin, Tresnick, Sanders, and Jenkins, and Asayan all having a sack themselves. And again, we had an interception from Dom Johns and safety Damani Maxson. Game 2 sees Stanford remain on the road, this time heading up to the northeast to take on the Syracuse Orange. And spoiler alert, this game was not as competitive as Syracuse does not have a great roster and they were winless on the year with the number 4 Cardinal coming into town. However, before getting into the action, Josh Pinto jumped to the top of the Heisman Trophy race at this point in the season. Just a reminder, this is one of our major goals for the Dynasty as a whole, is to have a Heisman Trophy winner. It would be great to be able to check this one off in Season 4 with Pinto at the helm. The Orange defense was not that impressive, but they did have an 86 overall edge in Alfonso Hillis to look to disrupt the run game with his 98 block shed. Getting into the action, Pinto's going to fake the handoff in the first quarter. He drifts to the right before throwing a strike to Jalen Mbakwe, who was wide open downfield for a 20-yard gain. Very next play, on first and goal, Pinto throws it quick to Mikael Skinner, and the star tight end gets them on the board early, 7-0 Cardinal. They quickly got the ball back. They face a 3rd and 1 from the 41. Pinto decides to keep it himself. He picks up big blocks downfield, and he was off to the races. 23-yard run for the quarterback there. Then, first and goal from the 7. Another quick strike to the tight end. This time it is Quashay Rackers, the 3rd tight end on the depth chart, and the Cardinal take an early 14-0 lead. Now, 4th and 6 from the 45. They decide to go for it. They actually got a man offside before Heath's son came wide open, and he extends the drive on a throw. Then on 2nd and 7 from the 23, Pinto goes up top, and it's Mikael Skinner again for his 2nd touchdown of the half. The Cardinal blow it open 21-0 before the break. It didn't get any closer from there. Cardinal jumped to a 31-6 lead here in the 4th quarter before taking a snap inside the 11. Jump ball to Jalen Mbakwe, and of course he's going to bring it in for the touchdown. Stanford all over Syracuse. Final score ended up being 52-13 in one of the most lopsided games in the Dynasty so far. The Cardinal remain undefeated on behalf of a 307-6 touchdown effort from Josh Pinto. So, the Cardinal remain undefeated, and Pinto's Heisman race is in full effect. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.